Welcome back to another episode of the Chatterbox with your boy King Jacob. Oh man, have some great special guests out of Syracuse, New York. And so I'll let both of them introduce themselves. We'll start with you, Miss Michelle.
All right. I am Michelle Dibernardo with Dibernardo Productions, Creators Film Fest, and more.
And I'm Robert Resto. I'm a filmmaker at Resto Films. We're in the production of a new horror film.
All right, you heard it first. So let's go into how you guys got started into the film industry, writing, directing, producing, casting calls, and let's walk some of the youth through how you got started, because the youth always pay attention to this film world because it definitely excites them, and it's definitely something that a lot of people dream about doing. So let's go into how you guys got started.
Okay.
You go first. My story's way too long.
Well, I started when I was like 14. I grew up in the Bronx, New York. And, I used to me and my friends used to play around, and we used to make like home horror movies and all these crazy things. And that's how I started. And then I went to school. I went to the School of Visual Arts. I took a film course. I took some makeup courses. And then I just started getting into acting, and I tried that. And then I started writing, make my own films. And then I'm helping other filmmakers make their films, and just snowball from there.
Okay. Michelle?
Okay. In a short version,
take your time. This is you guys' interview, so
okay,
we're trying to
get. I'm not going to be that short.
Okay.
So, my uncle was like in theater, and there was this lady, Ann Rott, and she was super inspiring. So I saw lots of things like backstage, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. She did a movie with Patrick Swayze, like on VHS, and back when you like knock the door. So I'm like, if she can be in a movie with Patrick Swayze, I can be in a movie with someone really cool. And so at like 12, I did some like, theater in school. And then like, really, I might have, been in the bad, wrong crowd and moved forward and became a young, mom or whatnot. And from there, things turned around like a whole 360. And my kids wanted to get into acting and modeling. So I was bringing them, and then people wanted me to join on board. So started as acting, started teaching for Barbizon USA. So I ran the schools from there. I became like the principal, and I went across, the country to many different schools, flipped them, inspired, made success stories all over with teenagers. Like I really, really loved that. Taught at Syracuse University. I was the lead theater advisor, and then I became a certified makeup artist because it goes with the industry. I've been a photographer for 15 years. Everything that I do, there's plenty of things, I'm sure I'm going to miss. It ties into the industry, and, inspiring youth is definitely, really like touching, because I love doing that and helping them, because as, like a young, say like in our generation, we're a little bit older. If you go back like 20 years, it wasn't as accessible as it is today, where we can connect with you right now the way we're doing. We wouldn't be able to do that like 20 years ago. So,
right.
My company I launched in like 2018, and, we've been going strong, and we do a lot, Dibernardo Productions.media. Check it out.
Okay, great. So, let's talk about the levels of directing and producing. So from acting and modeling to directing and producing, how was that process for you? And Robert, how did you really understand that you could really change the game with being a director and a writer and all the above? Because this is going to be very interesting to see the level of expertise that both of you guys have. So because it's kind of like it's the same vibe but a different vibe and a different process. So this is interesting.
Okay. All right. I'll go first.
No, you go first.
All right. So, like I said, I was always into horror films, and I just wanted to write some different type of horror movies. So, I was always a big fan of like Friday 13, all those other horror films. And I'm like, I want to make my own. I want to make something different. So, like in 2010, we did a movie called The Brain Hunter. It was a low budget B movie. It's on Amazon. You can check it out. But we learned a lot from that film. So we learned how to do different techniques, and it advanced the horror feeling. So now I started writing Z Dead End, and we're in production on that, and we're just making just a different type of zombie film. That's what I want to do. I just want to make different types of horror films that kooky, crazy, you never seen before. You know.
So, Robert, it's funny you say that because I'm a big fan of the Netflix series Originals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to those type of films, and I'm also a big fan of The Walking Dead. So
I am too. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so when it comes to that right there,
Right.
it's interesting you say that. So I'm looking forward to see what your film is about, and I'm looking forward to see how we can cross brands and help one another. And
Sure.
so we're definitely going to let Michelle give her expertise. So
Okay.
please do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start because I do it all. My real ultimate goal is obviously to be a showrunner, but on the acting side, I don't know what to even tell you. Like, I just love it, but I think I've kind of stepped back from it a little bit because right now I'm trying to really help other people succeed. I love acting. Like, I've trained with like Warner Brothers, Universal, people like Trey Lawson from NBC, people from ABC. I've been so many uncredited shows like as background Blacklist, Unforgettable, Smash, I Just Want Your Pants Back, Hostage, like so many different things, and worked with so many celebrities. I helped start a lot of different businesses in the Syracuse area, and we did celebrity interviews, and I've just really, overall, my goal is to do everything. And directing, I love it. That's super amazing. It's inspiring to see like someone coach them through and make things happen. Producing is really amazing. Whatever, me personally, if you look at like the different projects I do, you'll see that I bounce around, and just I like to be invaluable and basically help out where I can. I like being throughout the whole process. It's creative, it's amazing and inspiring to see. And for like the youth that's out there and want to do it, they need to understand there's really long hours, but the whole process and watching it is like very magical. Very magical.
So with the youth that wants to do it, what type of portfolio do they need to create? Like, how would they get started into the acting world? Like, what's the advice that you guys would give them? And how would they get started to enter the business? Because when you're fresh and you green, you really don't know how to get started, and you need to be coached.
Mm-hmm.
Call me. No, definitely you can contact me, call me. I've done everything from coach to walk people through, especially with managing. It's developing the talent. But for those of you that are like out there and want to do this, you're gonna need to get headshots. All right. And you need to get headshots for the market that you're in. So it depends on, if you're in New York, it's a whole different market than what LA is. It's different than DC. It's different than a suburb. So you may go out and get some headshots from a photographer, and let's just say photographer, you don't want an amateur photographer shooting you. You want a professional photographer that actually knows the industry, because they could go out there and spend a ton of money on headshots that just aren't going to work for them. And then they're going to want to work on creating a demo reel. So any student films that are out there, or, they can make an account on Backstage, on Casting Networks, on Actors Access, and they can start, building up their portfolio, etc. For their reel, they'll get little clips, and then you can have someone make a demo reel. And so ultimately, they really need a headshot and demo reel for someone to submit them and really guide them. And that's what, right now with COVID, how a lot of people are being booked. So there's like self tapes going on. It's right now is the time to get in the acting industry. And why I'm saying that is because the self tapes and the way COVID is, I can audition for LA, I can audition for Paris, I can audition for wherever it might be, because this, electronics. But
Right.
yeah, that's basically what they need. They need a headshot, and they need a reel, and they need to have passion and be flexible. And if their parents, if they're under 18, their parents are going to need to be involved, and they can't be that stage mom or stage dad, because it's going to tear them down.
That's interesting you say that. So with the momagers out there, so we're gonna talk about the momagers.
Yes.
So first, I want to say salute to all the momagers for believing in your children, and want to say just keep pushing them forward. But the momagers that want to be coached and learn the management role, would you take time to do that, or are you quite too busy to really, teach them how to manage a actress or an actor or a comedian or a model or an artist? Like, because I know you run along all of those sectors.
Now, here's the thing, that I could probably create a workshop to help people, but I definitely don't have time to just guide each mom, because it's a lot of time just to have a mom or a parent or somebody contact you and say, hey, how do I get in the industry? Because it's not just that easy. It's okay, well, do you realize that it's this amount of hours, and you need to get a child work permit, and are your kids doing good in school? Because if they're not getting A's and B's, and if their health isn't, right, and say they, have asthma or allergies, or maybe, something that holds them back, they might not be able to get that child work permit. So if they don't have a work permit, then what's the point of even getting started?
Right. Okay. That's understandable. So, Mama, just you heard it first. She will help you. She will do some online workshops, and for those who want to get their kids in the industry, she will definitely do that. Now, Robert.
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah.
Your company, man. What would you say to the up and coming actor or actress that want to, start in some horror films and want to start in some science fiction type films and stuff like that?
I would say do as many low budget horror films as you can, just to get the feel of the whole process. And sometimes, a lot of actors want to be in a lot of horror films, but there's some actors that aren't really for horror films. Like, they're a different type of actor. So you got to figure out if that's the type of actor you want to be. You know what I mean? Because it's not, there's a certain, technique to it.
Okay. So how does the
Like,
so
that's coming from a director's point of view, because I'm I direct all my own films, so I'm usually on the sidelines. I'm doing the directing, and everybody else is handling everything else. Like Michelle will be handling everything else. So I'm just dealing with actors and dealing with the vision. That's you're getting what I see through my eyes on that end.
Teamwork make the dream work. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. So on that production end, how does that production work for you guys when you first visualize the movie, and you have the script written and you start production? So what is the process of that?
Madness. Oh,
a lot of pre-production. That's
a lot of pre-production.
A lot of pre-production games.
A lot of meetings. You need to storyboard. You need to make a shot list. You need to figure out craft services. You got to figure out your crew and your team. You got to get everybody's schedules together. Yeah, you got to book people's travels and lodging and transportation, and it's a lot of work, but it's a beautiful process. Absolutely beautiful process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been on different sets, right, Michelle?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. So, um, how is the sets on science like a horror set? It different from a maybe a drama role or
Mm-hmm.
different from like a lower story. So, how do you navigate through those sets and still stay at that high standard and that high level as a production manager, as an actress, as a casting director? And so, how do you break all that down? Like each role may be a different set. Like you may be a casting director on that set, you may be a
Right.
production manager on this set. So, what is your mental like, and like how do you stay focused on each role that you take on different sets?
Oh God, I'm a workaholic. I've been a workaholic my whole entire life. My father's a workaholic, and I'm a go-getter, I'm a hustler, and I'm very determined. I was taught at a young age that you eat, sleep, and breathe it. And for so long I was told that you can never like make it in this industry. It's a plan B, plan B. And so this is kind of like my to my haters. So you know what I mean? Like you got to do it. And if you really want it, you go after it. Law of attraction, you speak it. You can do anything you put your mind to. I swear to God. Like I swear, like you can do anything you put your mind to. You just have to be determined, and you can't sit on your butt. And you gotta go after it. Trust me. Someone out there will support you and inspire you. You'll find one mentor, and as long as you have one, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that process for you, Robert, with you being a director, have you directed any outside films besides horror films?
Yeah, we worked on a couple other films. We did a movie called Black Cougar in 2000. It's a kids superhero movie. You can see that on Amazon too. And I did a lot of like low budget films with my friends and stuff like that. All different types of films. I even acted in, as an extra in a lot of films too. So,
Okay.
it's just a process. You just got to keep doing it and keep doing it, and never give up. And if it's really your passion, just keep going for it.
Okay.
I
So,
haven't stopped since 1987.
oh
Okay,
wow,
1987 till now.
oh wow,
giving my age away, but
wow.
yeah, I haven't stopped.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
man. So
I was
this
14 in 1987.
this right
Okay,
here lets me
fun here.
So that gives you
yeah,
an idea of how long I've been doing this.
right. So this right here lets me know, man. So we're gonna talk about we talked about the production. So let's talk about production management. Break that down for the audience that's watching at home, that's watching on YouTube and Facebook, and break it down for the youth that may want to get into production management. So let's break down the levels of production management while on a set. Michelle?
The levels. You're the boss. You say no, you say yes. You schedule, you make sure craft services are okay, you make sure talent's coming, you make sure crew's coming, you make sure people are fed, you make sure people are in makeup, you make sure they're on set on time, you make sure the director's on his toes, you make sure the DP's handling business, you make sure the AD's there, you make sure the whole team and crew has their food and their water, and you're in charge. You're the boss.
So okay, I understand that you're the boss, that you're the head honcho. I understand. So with you being the boss of that, there has to be a lot of direct detail and a lot of paperwork that goes into production management.
Oh God, the paperwork. Are you kidding me? So we had like.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
I want to say something real quick. So this is me when I'm filming, right? So I'm directing, right? And I have my water in my hand, and I'm like, I need something. And I call Michelle. Michelle, I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. That's basically all I do. And she just runs around doing everything.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So like paperwork, you say paperwork. I'm like, yeah, Michelle, I can roll the paperwork.
It was like this much. It
Yeah.
was like this much because okay, first of all, it's SAG. So you have like you got the like SAG ultra low budget contracts, and then you have the SAG like timesheet, and then there's like another SAG paper, and then we got like the COVID screening and like the COVID testing, and then not only that, you have releases, you have liability waivers, you have
A lot of paperwork.
a lot of paperwork, and you need to highlight. And thank God there was some production assistants there to go through and see what people missed. And yeah, at the end of the week, we had that, and we're not done filming yet. So there'll be probably about that much by the time we're done.
Okay, okay. And so,
But
with that being said, it's a ton of paperwork with production, and 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 the next thing I want to go into is the artistry of the film, and what I mean by that, the people that you may choose that's a right fit for the film. So when you're interviewing people, or even when they're doing a table reading, so cause in COVID, there's been a lot of Zoom calls, and a lot of actors and actresses have done table readings, and
Mhm.
so with those table readings, what do you pick them based off the characteristics? Do you pick them based off their enthusiasm, or does the resume that they send you guys over take a big factor in that too? So, what is your process of picking a cast member to really be on, your set?
Okay, so I'm just going to touch base on not like this set, but like I just want to break down what a casting director really is because people really get confused on this. So, a casting director directs a casting. The casting director never chooses. So, a casting director will like bring talent to the producer, the EP, whoever the network, whoever it may be. And then ultimately whoever's in charge of that will choose. So obviously for Rob's film, like, people would bring and then he would choose or whatever based on his vision. So
Right.
now you can
Okay,
add.
so when you say the EP executive producer, oh wow, now yeah, this is something that people get confused. So break down this executive producer role and what he or she does, and what he or she is whole accountable for, and what they're responsible for.
Okay, so an executive producer is basically the person who like manages like and puts in at least 25% of the finances. Okay. So they can make ultimate decisions, but they're putting in a lot of the funding. All right. And then but then it goes down, there's like associate producer and
Right.
co-producer, and it goes down a whole line of like 20 different things.
Mhm.
But yeah, the EP ultimately on larger budget films, there's normally about four, and the lowest cut is normally 25% of the film that they own. So
Okay.
on larger budget ones, you'll see, like less EPs, but then on the smaller budget, you'll see more EPs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is a question for you and Robert. So
Mhm.
both you guys have been in the EP role.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Okay. So have you guys worked together, as both of your names was as EPs on the film?
Not on the same film.
No.
No. Okay. 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 Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So
Not yet.
not yet. Yeah. So that's something that's in the making.
We were talking about it today.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. 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 So okay. And so let's let's talk about screenwriting.
Okay.
Whoo-wee. A screenwriter is a person that's really, really, really. Sometimes I think the screenwriter is really taken for granted. You know, uh,
Mhm.
by by the audience, by different people that may be in the film industry. Um, the screenwriter mental and emotional capacity has to be on a really, really high level. When really preparing to write, a script, for a movie. and especially when they're submitting it to different directors like you guys. So let's talk about how that screenwriter and that director coexist together.
Well, I write my own stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I write all my own scripts.
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm the writer, director, producer of my stuff. So
I really understand why they call people like yourselves mad geniuses. Because because your mind got to be really on a whole different level, and you have to block society out to really do what you're doing and accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So let's talk about the writing part, the script writing part, and let's talk about how you come up with the content, and whether after you read the content, do you as a writer think it's good enough? So let's talk about that.
All right. So the way I do it is, my process is I get school notebooks and I start just writing down my idea. So I'll write down whatever idea I come up with, usually like the first scene, the second scene, third scene, and then I'll make up character names. Maybe I won't keep them, but I'll make up character names. And then I just start writing down each scene on a notebook, but just a regular school notebook. And once I get all my ideas down on that, then I'll start typing it in. I'll start, typing the script up. And it's usually like, you usually do like one draft first, and then you usually go back and you do another draft. You're always changing. I mean, even now, like we're shooting this movie and I'm always changing stuff. Like, I'm always switching it up because I get different ideas,
Right. So Robert, let me ask you a question. How many pages is it normally for a great script?
Anywhere from 80 to 100, 115 pages. No more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So, okay. Now I see. So, Michelle, is that process the same for you, or is it different from Robert's?
So I am going to say that my expertise are not screenwriting. I will say that I personally have taken screenwriting classes, 13 classes with Jeremy Gerlach, who is absolutely amazing, from The Wedding Ringer and Breakup and things like that. And he owns American High with a ton of films on Hulu and everything else right now. I've written one thing and it was more of like therapy, and I do plan on filming that. But that's I will say that I got a little writer's block. I started with a short film, and then people told me that like it was a comedy horror, and it reminded them of a thing that I don't even know if I can say. And so I was like, oh, really? And then they were like, you should make it a series. And then I don't know, upon talking to other people, it's more of like a feature, and it's not on priority right now. I have like 12 scripts that are like sitting on my office, and probably like 5 to 10 in pre-production right now. So, I got to catch up on some things and take care of things. And, right now, to bring it back on something we didn't touch on a question that you asked, we're doing horror films, right? And they're like messy and nasty, and they take much longer. But so you said something about actors and actresses, what the difference is. They got to get bloody, for one. They got to be zombified. They got to become vampires. Like, it's not the same. Trust me. It's way different.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna come back and talk about Z Dead End. We're gonna talk about how it was made, how it was created, the process of it. We're gonna talk about everything about this picture, so we can get the audience prepared for this greatness that they're about to see.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more important messages. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, we're back again. Thanks for tuning in to the commercial. That was www.uniqueblessings.org, nonprofit. So we're going to get into the movie that you guys, that you told me about, Michelle, and you was pretty excited when you told me about it. And so we're just going to get into, um, at first we're going to get into the writing part before we go into the production. And so,
Mhm.
Robert, I'm just going to
Yes.
ask you: did you have to put yourself in a sick, twisted type of way to write this film, or how was that for you, mentally and emotionally, and did you have to block people out and just be in your own space to create what you created?
Uh, I was actually driving home from another film shoot when I thought of this idea. Um, I just have a wild imagination. It's not, I just think of all these different things and I try to write them down and just to make it different, you know, whether it works, if it doesn't, but I just think of all these weird things, you know, I'm sober when I'm thinking of all these things. So,
Oh wow, that's funny. But okay, okay. So with the writing part, man.
yeah.
Once you start writing it, man. So what type of what type of level of expertise would you say that your writing has went from where it was to where it's at now?
Oh, it's come a long way. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna say I'm a professional writer, but I write. I could write. It's got a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've elevated. I've elevated. Definitely elevated.
Right. 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 That's good, man. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. So, man, tell us about the production part of it.
Well, yeah, seems like in charge of all that anyway.
Well, we're having a lot of fun. We filmed like a 4 or 5 day shoot back in April, and we had John Fiore out from The
Hmm.
Sopranos, and he's done Law and Order and a lot of like other amazing things. So shout out to John Fiore in
Yeah.
Boston. Hey.
My boy.
He played the general, and we had some great Indiegogo people come on out and support the film. So that was really cool. We did like cockpit, and we filmed in Bill Diamond Studios.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
shout out to our EP
EP
Bill
Bill Diamond.
Diamond. So check out Bill Diamond Productions. You can fill in on Bill Diamond. He does Muppets
He did
and
Fraggle
Yankees,
Rock and Muppets and Sesame Street. And,
everything of your childhood dream he's worked on. He's like a legend, and we're working in his studios. So not only did we work in his studios for the first 4 day shoot, we just worked there again for like, I don't know, a nine
like
day
9 days,
shoot.
10 days.
And we had Eva Hamilton and Angie Stevenson,
Hmm.
and we had Robert Lasardo, and we had Kane Hodder, and we have Felissa Rose and
Dave
Dave Sheridan. So Dave Sheridan's like the doofy from what is it,
from Scary Movie.
Scary Movie, and Felissa Rose is from Sleepaway Camp, and Kane
That's
was
right.
Jason, so
Jason Voorhees.
and then Robert Lasardo was like Miami Vice and some other things.
The
And
Mule with Clint Eastwood.
yeah, and then we had Janet Wing come on out, and she was our sword fighter. So she was like our bad, if there's kids listening,
Hmm.
ASF. Like, so
Right. Right.
we had some cool green screen scenes, and
Hmm.
we did a club scene. We also did like a locker room, a roadblock, a garage, a lab. So shout out to Yuri. He came out and played Dr. Haywood.
Sheriff Station.
Yeah, we did a sheriff station. So, and then we had Tegan Holmes come on out. And she was playing Emily. She's the little girl with the teddy bear. If you guys have seen any pictures, so we had a good amount of Maggie Wagner we had on out,
Yeah.
and we had a stunt team. So we had like 7 stunt teams, including the chick Taylor Lupini. I don't know if that's how you say your last name, but I'm shouting you out.
Hmm.
We had our behind the scenes photographer, my daughter Kaylee Stevenson, and Trent Brown, our social media managers that are probably watching us and probably like screeching at anything we say wrong.
We got an amazing special effects artist, Joe Castro.
Yeah, Joe Castro. We had Brian Spears, who did Army of the Dead. So we had some sick zombies, like real sick zombies, and we had like, I can't even tell you where they were coming from, but there were stunts, and it was like, I'm like, there's no way that dude's gonna do that, and he's like, holy, what just happened? Like what? Like, oh my god, like what? So like watching it's like incredible. It's not like your average like love story. It's not your average drama. Like there's people freaking doing some really crazy things, and it's really scary. And you got like roadblocks, and you can only imagine what happens at roadblocks and fast cars, and it can be dangerous. So it was really, really exciting, and we've only done like 13 days so far. We probably got like another 17 at least. It's a lot with the makeup, so it's a zombie movie, and zombies take 1-2 hours, even longer. There's prosthetics, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it's a beautiful creation to see. We had Rob, is it Kabowski?
Rob Kabowski's zombie head that we had on the table.
Yeah, so that was like sick. Brian Spears left us like this really cool thing that you'll see in the lab. We're not going to talk about it, but it was really amazing. We had weather issues, so things happen on set that probably just aren't supposed to happen sometimes, and then they do, and so you roll with the punches, and we filmed what we could in the rain, and there's a lot of expensive equipment, so you got to be careful, and we had a lot of people come on out and support, and we had
ambulance.
We had a Cornwall Hudson brought out an ambulance for us. We had our COVID compliance guy Jim. He brought out a cop car. We had Hummers. I mean, this was like, you have no idea. I mean, we spent a lot of money that week.
So it sounds like y'all had a lot of amazing time, a lot of amazing fun, and y'all did a lot of amazing work at the same time. So with that being said, how many locations will you use for the movie? Will you do it all in the same state, or you live using different locations in different states?
It depends. We're talking about it now. Like, it's supposed to be New York and LA, and we've already used multiple locations. We got multiple more locations. We're going to be shooting a farmhouse scene. We're going to be shooting a motel. We're going to be shooting a diner. There's houses that we need. We need sets that are going to be built more at Bill Diamond Studios. We got to go out to LA. We got to check out the studio we're supposed to use out there. And we just got to do whatever the right thing for the production is. And so, we're raising money and working with the punches as we go. So, if someone wants to cut us $120,000, call us. But we have an Indiegogo page, and we have some amazing perks. If you want to be part of it, you want to become production staff, you want a studio tour, you want our production map signed by Bill Diamond, you want to become a zombie, be an extra, whatever, support us. We'll give you a special thanks, IMDb credit. So there's many different ways that the world can still be part of this amazing project, and we're really excited.
So you just said something that's interesting to me while I have you on this interview, and it's very educational. So how does those IDMB credits work?
Okay.
Well, you can, let's say we have a perk for like be a missing person for $50, right? So you'll get an IMDb credit for that missing person. Things like that. All depends on what you purchase on the Indiegogo. You could even purchase speaking role. You could get a part in the movie, and then you'll get a credit for that.
Yep. So we have like paramedics up there. We have we had to be a van driver, or
Right.
hotel clerks, or like certain. So whenever scenes are coming up that we're filming, we're always going to add new perks. So
Right.
we're considering doing a couple house scenes next. So we have to figure out the extra characters that we need for that, and we'll put those perks on there, and then vice versa, whatever the scene may be.
Right.
So
Okay,
and
so
their IMDb credit, they build their resume. You definitely, anybody that's working in the industry, not just on Z Dead End, if you're a part of a project, you want to make sure you're getting your IMDb credit. There are a lot of things, like I said, if you're doing background work, you're not going to get credit on a lot of it. So this is a little bit better for people that are trying to get in there and get their name out, because normally for background, you wouldn't get IMDb credit.
Right.
It'd be
right,
unfair. Mm-hmm.
right.
And
So
to
I want to
Kieran.
want to ask you guys another thing. Do you guys do voiceover work as well?
Yes, for perks, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we put
Okay.
voiceovers on. We also, if people want to put their products in, or logo or whatever, send us your products.
Mm-hmm.
You say someone has a water, we'll use it for craft services. If you want to put it in the film, we'll talk about a little bit of numbers, but we'll get it all figured out. And we support people. You support us, we support wax on, wax off kind of thing.
Right. Okay. So what would you guys say, about the current movie that you're working on? What excites you most as, production manager, director, what is your favorite thing to do when it comes to the creation of this film?
Well, for me, it's just seeing what I wrote come to life and just bringing that vision that I want out through the actors and the sets and everything that's going on around it. That's my satisfaction.
Okay.
And that's what I get at,
Okay.
because everybody else is running around behind me. So I'm just focused on what I want to see through that camera lens.
Okay then. Okay, so you focus on what you're seeing through the camera lens and what's going to capture the naked eye of the audience.
Right. Right. And my vision, what I want, what I wrote to come to life. So it's my
Right.
vision. So that I'm there, and that's all I focus on. Like,
Okay, Mr. Focus. I can dig it. I can dig it.
That's all I focus on.
Yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah.
So what about you, Michelle?
My favorite part is just keeping everybody happy on set, and because they're long hours, and just keeping everybody fun and energized. I'll be the crazy one that might run around with, something on my head, or just do something silly just to get people laughing, and, back to reality a little bit. So I love everybody smiling and happy and seeing the process overall happen, and just, making sure everybody's there for the right reasons.
Okay. And so we'll talk a little bit about uh Dead Zone. So we're gonna talk about a little bit on how you guys arrange that casting, if you don't mind talking about that.
Okay.
Okay. So the casting part was me and my producer Stephen Rears. We've been casting for this movie for a whole year. Right through COVID, we were just feeling out who we would want from the horror genre to be in this movie. It would fit each part, and we reached out to a lot of them, and they all accept. So they're all in our film. That was our casting process. We didn't actually have a traditional casting process. We were like, oh, you know what? We like so and so. We're gonna see if he or she wants to be in this movie. And that's how we did it.
Okay.
But they're known in the horror industry. They're not, they're known actors in the horror industry, so they got a big fan following.
And so how is it?
And it all works out because they all fit. They all just come together like a puzzle. Works.
Right.
It just works.
So you as a director, and and you guys have a lot going on from every aspect of the industry, from the acting, to the writing, to the production, to the makeup artistry,
Right.
to everything. So how hard is it for you guys to get in contact with people that's already played in high end horror films that's been in a motion picture setting, and then after you answer that, we're going to talk about the movie scores. That's interesting, very
Okay.
interesting.
It's very easy with the internet to get a hold of anybody. With anybody, the IMDb has. If you have IMDb Pro, you get anybody's publicist, agent, manager. Instagram celebrities answer all the time. It was COVID. People are hurting for money. A lot of people weren't working. A lot of people's rates are a lot lower than what they used to be. So
Okay.
people want to work, people are hungry, and people just love the industry, they love what they do. So there's a lot of actors that just they love their craft, so they're gonna do it regardless. And they're not looking for that next big paycheck or whatnot. So yeah, it's very accessible to get in contact with anybody in this industry.
Right. Okay. So this is a question for both of you guys. Let's talk about the movie scores and how do you connect with a great music supervisor that's on a movie set.
Well, for me, we got Anthony Espina doing our composing. He reached out to me and he's worked on a numerous number of films, some Netflix films. And I just liked his music, and he's fresh, he's new, and we're just working together. We just hit it off. As far as composing, you know.
Okay, okay, as far as the composing and far as the artists that want to now, what genres of music are you willing to take submissions from?
Oh, we're doing some like rock, some rap, maybe a good rap song, I'm gonna mix it up, you know.
Okay. So, um, how would an artist or his publicist or his manager um, get in contact with you to submit some music to you guys? And are you guys looking for just the MP3 with the bio and a couple of professional pictures? Or are you looking for the whole media kit / press kit?
So we got a lot of social medias, and if I don't shout this out, my daughter's gonna kill me. Okay, underscore Z dead end, underscore Z dead end TikTok, underscore Z dead end Twitter, underscore Z dead end Instagram, and just Z dead end on Facebook, and send it there. Or you can go on the website, Z dead end. You can email Dibernardo Productions LLC at gmail.com. Get a hold of you, Jacob, pass them on. However,
I
there's
got,
many
I
different
got,
ways.
I got, I got you. So, with that being said, let's talk about how these movie scores work, though. As far as what you listen to, when people submit and because I'm pretty sure the music supervisor or the music composer who's composing for the movie, they're definitely going to, share some things with you and see if you approve because it's your movie. So,
Mhm.
what is your mindset when you listen to different artists from different genres that submit to your production?
If it sounds good to me and it gives me goosebumps, that's how I judge it. That's
Okay.
basically how I do it.
Okay.
I'm pretty simple. I'm pretty simple. That's how I work. I work a lot off feeling. You know what I mean? What I feel. You know?
Interesting, man.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. So with these artists that submit to you, if you like the artist and you may build a relationship with them, um, is there a way where you actually send out blast emails to tell them if you have something new going on, submit here, or if you know somebody that wants to try for a part, they can submit their work here. Because that's how you kind of really build connections and stay in the loop with with different things that's going on with different people. So, do you guys have like a newsletter or cause you're a pretty big production company, man. So I don't think it's a bad idea if you don't have a newsletter or even have a blog. You know what I mean? Because if you focus on, the horror films, then that's something that needs to be blogged about. So, because everybody wants some fresh blood. So if it's a fresh face in your cast, I think that kind of make the cast stands out too because they see that you always look for fresh talent. Is that
Right.
something that you're open to?
Oh yeah, all the time. Oh, definitely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay, that's dope. So Michelle, what do you think?
Well, I do know that our social media managers were talking about they want to start like vlogging and doing more than that. So I definitely think that's an amazing idea. I know I've considered personally doing a newsletter before, like quarterly. It's just I wear a lot of hats and work on a lot of
Mhm,
productions. So, I
mhm.
can only spread myself so thin, and it hasn't been like a top priority, but it would be something super amazing.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. So, um, it's been great with y'all tonight. So I want you guys to give out some shouts out and give both of you guys social media handles and so people can stay in contact, so people can follow, and so people that want to conduct business with you have the opportunity to do so.
Okay.
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 All right. So you can go to michelledibernardo.com, dibernardoproductions.media, creatorsfilmfest.com. Shout out for my film festival. It's next week, September 10th through 12th. Make sure you watch it.
Okay,
Follow all of our
hold on. Let's pause. Bingo. Technical file on the plate. Let's talk about your film festival.
Okay, let's talk
We're
about my
definitely
film
not
festival.
right. We're definitely not going to leave that out.
Okay, well, so it's the second year festival. First year, we only had 69 submissions. We're up to 160 this year. We went worldwide with press last year, and we opened a couple new categories this year, which one was high school. So we offer the youth free film submissions. So it's really exciting seeing like all these really cool high schools put together films. And, I'm giving them a free submission. So hopefully they can get an award and I get to see them and maybe connect them with someone really cool. So the film festival is the 10th through the 12th. It's online this year. Next year it will be in person because COVID's going to go away. We're going to speak it into existence. Anything from documentaries to commercials to student films to made in upstate, mockumentaries, drama, animation. I love the animations. I love, love, love the animations and the horror, of course. But I have 18 different judges across the United States. And yeah, it's going to be really huge one day.
Okay, okay. Sounds like it's growing and
It
it's
is.
it's it's growing, consecutively. So and growing
Mhm.
repeatedly. So definitely make sure you share the link with me.
Yeah.
Through via messenger and so
Hmm.
I can share that as well. And just gonna let you finish giving out your shout out. You and Robert, because I know y'all got tons of people watching. So definitely want you guys to give out the shout outs.
Okay,
Okay.
so
God dang it.
because you're gonna forget
All
someone.
right.
All right. Bill Diamond, Scott Snell, Tammy Wilkinson, Kaylee Stevenson, Trent Brown, Sean Fairtag, Lena, Michaela, uh, um, 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 Bill Diamond, and John McNally, and Jimmy, and Rich Diamond, and his wife for letting him be there lots of long hours. Every single Indiegogo person, our stunt team, our key and main actors, everybody that's involved with Z Dead End, especially the Indiegogo. Make sure you go to our Indiegogo, add a bait. You're supporting over there. All of my talent at Dibernardo Productions, all of the talent there. Now I'll let him talk.
My producer,
Okay,
my
okay,
producer,
Robert.
Stephen
Yes,
Rears.
Stephen Rears,
Can I say my
Stephen
producer,
Rears.
Stephen Rears? Joe
Okay,
Castro, Brian
Yeah.
Spears.
Yeah, all of our makeup people, all of
Yeah.
anybody that's involved with Z-Den, and we love you, especially
Yeah.
our cast, our crew, our everybody. We're really a big family at Z-Den, and it's been really magical.
Yes.
so Michelle, when you was running those names down, you kind of took me back to the Grammys or when I used to watch the Oscars all the time, because you had a list of people, that you want to shout out. So I see you get your I see you get your practice in for those major award ceremony that you're going to be on. So that's what's
Yeah,
up. So
we ready?
I definitely want to thank you guys for coming in to the chatter box with King Jacob. Man, it's been wonderful. Learned a
Thank
lot. You
you.
shared a lot, and salute to both of you guys on this new film that's coming out, and I definitely thank you for coming. And so, until next time, the same time, every Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. King Jacob, peace, love, and blessings, and always follow your dreams.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
All right.
us.
Okay, have a good night.
Take care.
You too.
God bless.